people aren't paying us for the dev. The dev is the least of the problem. The reason people pay us is, dude, we work with over 100 clients in all possible business models, and because of that collective experience, like, we're just able to spot things better than either business owners themselves or definitely their employees. So that's the core. And then the dev itself is becoming a commodity more and more with AI. So that's sort of where I'm moving the company towards, which is like, hey, I'm just going to get paid by big clients, big companies to solve their problems, even if I don't execute on them, but I'll tell them how to do it. And then, AI and all this magnificent stuff that is happening is going to commoditize the actual dev work more and more over time. Quick update from our office. We made some design changes, some new things. We had a crew come by and put down these stickers just so the conference room isn't as transparent when someone's having meetings inside. So now it's kind of on brand with what we already had in the kitchen. But just to give you a tour of the office, because I never think we actually done one officially. This is our office where we film most of my YouTube videos, and then every single time Ryan comes along into the office, this is where we kind of have a setup ready to go with the mics, with the lights. There's some memorabilia from my family and some Young Tony news articles and some newspaper articles where I got featured. But this is, basically where most of our YouTube videos come to be. I'm going to walk you through the rest of the office here. We're still figuring out what do we want to do in this space here. So this is obviously our conference room. This is where most of the time people will either see me on a call or when we do a sales call for the first time. And then we're going to bring you all the way downstairs to our what's called now famously our dev dungeon, where some of our development team works from. So right here down the stairs, this is where we currently have our workstation set up. So here's where basically our devs are doing all of their work. And this place is still in progress. We currently have a lot of room, but we're still planning on pushing some more workstations in here. We're going to throw up some monitors for our monitoring and our service desk team upstairs. So they're going to be all set up on the walls, and this is basically where the bulk of the work happens. So every single time something breaks, it's usually an alarm here, and someone's handling everything here. What I like to do as well is not utilize the entire sprint in terms of story point and kind of leave a bit of buffer. So if something jumps in during the month that we're like, oh, like the post-it notes, that was like super cool, we still have a bit of buffer to like attack that. And then if we don't use it up, it just rolls into the next sprint as credits. I always like to do kind of an 80-20. 80 is like allocated right at the start. And then like 20% we kind of have as a bank for cool ideas that pop up to us during the process. And then if they don't get used up, they just kind of roll into the next sprint automatically with, because we didn't use them up. So it's just for us to allow for, the post-it notes was an amazing idea. So like, okay, let's just throw that in because it's great objectively and it'll help us. All right, so we just wrapped up a demo day call with an insurance company that we've been kind of doing a company brain audit and preparing a prototype for. Went really well. We have a follow-up call next week. And this would be another one of our clients in the insurance space that we've done some really, really good work for. And now I'm about to go ahead into an executive call with another client of ours in the construction industry, where we're just planning out the next steps for the year and how does our engagement look like, and just talking with some of their partners and vendors on the accounting side and just planning out everything. The core thing is once a real operating system is in place is we start removing the thinking from the founders and the executives and actually embedding that thinking into the system, which then becomes effectively intellectual property that the company developed that can then be transferred over to new employees or whoever is going to be operating the system. The first time that a company needs an operating system is that they're starting to feel uncertain about the results they can get for their clients, and they're starting to feel uncertain about bringing on more business or more clients into their company. And the symptoms can be any of team turnaround, high churn, anything can be a symptom. But as soon as you start feeling hesitancy about bringing in more business, that's usually a sign that it's already too late to start working on this. But the sooner the better. Yeah, it's literally all we're doing is time compression. That's literally what we're doing. Is what would normally, under sort of 25 grand a month, is what we're stacking is effectively 3 to 4 months of regular month-to-month work. We're stacking that up in a month. So all we're doing is compressing time. So what might be the move is that we just do one of those. We get all the project stuff, or most of the project stuff that we want to do, get done for Joe out of the way, and then kind of go back to regular speed. And then we identify whatever we want to do on distribution, we do one of those quickly, and then kind of go back to normal. So we can ebb and flow. It's not that we have to continuously stay on the uber super high, big development sprints all the time. So all we're literally doing is compressing time. It's an individual integration you have to do per provider. So it's something that definitely I would look into doing. But once we have an 80-20 where we know hey, these 4 providers make up 80% of our quotes, let's hit them first, and then let's slowly add on the sequential providers to kind of fill in the whole gap. Because to hit them all at the same time, they have an entire company to do that, which doesn't mean that we can't replace it. It's just I would just try to see. The first thing I would do that will be the fastest and will cover all providers if we just get a VA who we teach to input some numbers from here into here and get us that number and put it back into the software. That's going to be the fastest and cheapest way. And then once we have enough data coming in and we see, hey, these 4 providers, 5, 7, whatever, are bringing in the bulk of the quotes, let's then integrate with them first, and then slowly patch up and kind of fill in the blanks as we're going. So I'd say V1, make it super simple, make it super easy for the agents to run through it. Still, if we can just remove them having to generate docs and PDFs and forms and copy and paste information, just kind of store that and put that into a functional matter, just that alone will give them 30 to 50% bandwidth back, because all of a sudden their job is no longer dreadful. Ryan started to tweet again, so we're getting a client a week from Twitter now that Ryan is tweeting again, which is great. And then other things that are pending, David's working on the internal OS, cracked the zero sync, so the internal OS will be super, super quick. Once he sets up all the infrastructure that he wants, we'll start rolling those out into features, and then you can expect on the dev side to start seeing those on the calendar as a regular client just for the internal portal. So I would want to make that migration as early as Jan 1st.
Migration to the new Jan 1st?
I tried. Maybe.
Sure, if you're gonna do it yourself.
Jan 5th? Yeah, so sometimes in January. Fair, all right. Sometimes in January. That's going to be the deadline for that. So we're going to be moving over to that. Awesome. Cool. That's it for the call. Everyone have a great rest of the day, great rest of the week, and enjoy everything. Bye.